Hello, my name is Shitiz Srivastava and this is my podcast. So, I've been making my podcast after a very long time and I wanted to make something very unique and I wanted to talk about my experiences, not just in the field of filmmaking, as you might not know, as many of you might not know, that I am a filmmaker. I have directed films, I'm also a writer, I write books, I write articles, I write screenplays, and I have all these things. But the thing is, there's much more in me than that. The one thing that I have felt inside me is that I have this thirst of knowledge, and this is, it might sound good to you, but it is not that good as it sounds actually. So basically, sometimes knowledge actually makes you lazy. This is what I feel, because sometimes when you think that you will gain enough knowledge about this world, that you will become so knowledgeable and intelligent that you can do anything in this world, and you have read those books where people actually tell you that if you read a lot of books, if you get a lot of information, if you become very intelligent, people will actually start liking you, you might become very successful. Because the whole thing about success is that you have to fucking become rich, you have to earn the money, and that is the whole goal of doing anything that you're doing. So the knowledge that I was gaining, it was all leading to one thing, that I wanted to earn a lot of money, and that is one area where I was never good at. I was never good at two things that actually people do, which actually makes a life a much better life, which is getting a lot of girls and getting a lot of money. And I was really bad at, even at talking to girls. Right now, even if I can't talk to girls, I just can't talk to girls, that is just not my area. And I didn't have girlfriend because of that. And one of the main reasons I don't have a girlfriend is because I don't have enough money. And that is another one reason that that also makes me think before approaching a girl, because I don't have too much money. And I wonder oftentimes that after doing everything, after doing like everyone started just like me. They don't have any knowledge, they don't know what to do, they just and when I hear this rags to riches story, then I think that all these people started just the way that I have started. They don't know anything about anything, they just move on, they just keep on doing things on the hunch basis, and they get successful. What is that thing that is stopping me from getting successful? I don't know that. Like, people, a lot of people tell me that you are all over the place, you are trying to do too many things, and that is why you might not be very successful, or that is why you don't end up doing a lot of successful things. But I don't think that is the reason, because I was reading about some author who was doing too many things at the same time, and he was quite successful, I must say. So I don't know the exact reason. Like, a lot of people ask me that you are so knowledgeable, you have so much knowledge, you have read so many books, you have seen so many movies, you have done this, you have done that, then still why is you not successful? On one hand, I think that the reason that I am not very successful is that lack of focus, and also that I don't complete a lot of things that I start. And recently I've just downloaded a book on how to finish what you start. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to read that book and I'm going to figure out. But there's one thing. There's one trait that I've noticed that people always talk about that defines success. And it is that you need to have persistence. If you are persistent enough to become something, to do something, then you will go ahead and do it. And that is the most important thing. I think that you should go ahead and start doing it. And that will be all in my podcast. But there's more. Actually, there's more. I'm not promoting this podcast, and I don't want anyone to see this podcast, because these podcasts are just like my diary. They're going to be just like my diaries, where I'm going to just put all these things, these thoughts that are coming inside my mind. I just want them to be out there. And that's it. So, and I'm not scripting it either. I'm not writing any script. I'm not putting any topics. I'm just talking about the things that are coming inside my mind. So these days I'm just reading books, and I'm trying to write a lot. And somehow I also want to tell you one major important thing that I've learned this time, and it is that you need to keep doing whatever you are doing, because if you stop doing that, you have to again begin from the zero. Because I remember there was a time when I was writing 8,000 to 10,000 words per day, and then I stopped writing for a very long period of time, and then I have to begin writing again. I have to again gain that momentum to reach that 8,000 to 10,000 words per limit. It's not like if you stop writing at one moment of time, then you will And if you leave it for a particular amount of time, then you will again gain the same momentum to do it after a while. No, that is never going to happen. So if you're doing something, that is my suggestion, that you keep on doing it till you become fucking successful. I think that is what persistence that they're talking about. But there are examples of people who have been doing the same thing over and over again for a very long period of time, and still they're not very successful. So I don't know what is the exact way to get successful, or I cannot tell you that. If in case you are looking for that in this blog, which I am particularly sure that you're not listening to this podcast to listen me tell you some secrets of success, about which there are hundreds and myriads of books on library, on Amazon, wherever you want to go. You can just go there and you can find all those books, and you can read all those books, and you will try to find the secret of success, and you won't find it. I mean, I can assure you that you won't find it. And if you find it, let me also know about it. So I think that is the podcast that I wanted to make today. I don't want to make it a very long podcast. Eventually I'm going to make very long podcasts, but right now I just wanted to start somewhere, and that's it. Let's put it online. And if you like this podcast, and if by any chance you are listening to this podcast, then please do like, share and comment. Thank you.